Oh my goodness, that's OP. This card is bad, I don't know what else to say. I'm the Sneaky Dragon, a Master Ball ranked PvP player, and I'm gonna rate all the new Eevee's Groves cards really fast. Here we go. Amazing. Fantastic. Play this with your Eevee deck. This is a great card. I love this card. 40 damage plus 30 for each evolution you have on your bench. That's 70 damage if you just have one. 100 damage if you have two. 130 damage if you have three. 130 damage for a stage 1 non-EX? For 2 energy? Sylveon is broken. Triple S tier. Triple S tier. This card is busted. Play this card. Double S tier. Yeah, no, this is amazing. You'll never use it in combat. You'll just stick this on your bench and move on with your life. But it's a great card. It's a free Professor Oak. Evolve an Eevee, get a Professor Oak. It's great, and if you really need to, you can bring it into the battle, start doing 70 damage, 140 health is not terrible, you know? Good card. S tier, double S tier, I'd say. This is Professor Oak for your Eevee deck. This is your third Oak, or your fourth, potentially. Yeah, this card is powerful. This card is OP. S tier. S tier for sure. It's not good for every deck, but pair it with some psychic types that, like Giratina, who generates their own energy, or something that, only needs like a small amount of energy. Great card. Swoobat is not good. F tier. Slurpuff and Swirlix are going to be the core of your Sweets Relay line, right? If you're running Sweets Relay, you're probably going to include these two. Surpluff's retreat cost is pretty bad, but it does 90 damage for 2 energy if you use Sweets Relay last turn, and if you're running a Sweets Relay deck, you probably did. I'm going to say that this is a B tier card, but very good. I'd up it to A tier if you're playing a Sweets Relay deck. Also, the fact that it uses colorless energy, big bonus, so you can play it with the Vanillite line if you really want to. I love you, Mimikyu, with all my heart. I'm all about your new attack, but I'm sorry you're not that good. This is an emergency desperation card for Psychic decks that probably will only work in very specific metas. C tier most of the time. B tier if the meta's good. Maybe. Okay, Milceroy Alcremie is what makes Sweets Relay good. Okay, so Milceroy can also use Sweets Relay. It's Evolve Form Alcremie on the screen. Does 40 damage times the number of times you use Sweets Relay. Amazing card. This is the core of your Sweets Relay deck. I'm going to say that it's A tier, possibly S tier, just because you would not play Sweets Relay if you're not running Alcremie. Literally, you have to have this in a Sweets Relay deck. So let's say it's S tier for that reason. Now, is Sweets Relay good? I don't know. We'll have to see. Maybe it's amazing OP, maybe it's not that great. But S tier just because it is the core of Sweets Relay. Jolteon is cool. 40 damage for 1 energy and 60 if you evolved it this turn. Not bad. Overall, a decent card. I'm going to say B tier. You could shove it in your Eevee deck. And if you're going electric, it won't hurt you, but it's not that great either. B tier. Yeah. Oh my goodness, this thing is broken. What the heck is this thing? How was this introduced? Like, so far I've been like, oh, that's B tier. No, this thing is insane. 2 energy, 70 damage, and a guaranteed paralyze? Yeah, you have to discard your energy, but who cares? Electric generates energy like nobody's business these days. You could Dawn it from Zorora. You could, electric belt it to yourself. You could Pachirisu it. You've got ways of generating energy. Oh my goodness. And it's got no retreat cost. It's got no retreat cost. This thing is busted. Yo, we're going to see some plays with this. This is stealth OP. All the YouTubers are going to sleep on this, but this is stealth broken. Tropius is not that good, its attack cost is too high, and its retreat cost is too high. Probably won't play this one. The new Leafeon is great, not for every deck, but if you can pair it with low energy Leaf-type Pokemon, S tier, for sure. Love the new Zarina. It can delete cards from your opponent's hand. It's not good for most decks, but if you can find the right deck, this is a stealth OP card. I'd say A tier for sure. The new Appleton is another Sweets Relay card. We'll talk about those. They, power each other up. But unfortunately, it's just not that good. The retreat cost is too high, the health isn't that great, and it evolves from a 40 health Pokemon, which is going to get one-shot by Kartana. I'm sorry, this thing is C tier. It's not that good. I wish it was, but it isn't. The new Flareon is okay. The ability to power up fire energy is nice. 40 damage though, not that great. 2 retreat cost, not that great. I'd say this is B tier. It's good, and you can probably fit it in some Eevee decks, some fire decks, but it's not the best card in the world and is probably replaceable. Flareon EX is another story. S tier card, amazing. People are going to build top tier decks out of this thing. It's great. It can farm its own energy just for a little bit of damage, which you can heal up. Love this card. You should play it. S tier. The new Torkoal is S tier. That's weird for me to say. It's like not the most powerful card in the world. I get that. Its retreat cost is bunk. I get that. But it's good. I think you can slot this in a couple very specialty, basic fire-type decks. I'm going to say A tier, actually A tier, but it's amazing. You should probably play this card if you can build the right deck. The new Incineroar is okay. It's another option for Incineroar, but the retreat cost is really high, and the attack is inconsistent. I'm going to say this is a B tier card, but it could definitely see some PvP play. The new Salandit line is just kind of like a worse Charmander. I guess you can play it if you're playing Salandit, but I'm gonna say F tier. Sorry. The new Vaporeon is really cool. Although the retreat cost is high and the attack cost is high, it's a water Pokemon. That means it gets access to Misty, Manaphy, lots of stuff like that, and it basically has a grind core level attack, like a Team Rocket attack that deletes energy while doing 70 damage. I think this is an A tier card, but you're gonna struggle to find the right deck for it. The new Glaceon is just solid all around. I like it. 50 damage for 2 energy, not terrible. You could definitely get some bench sniping action in there. I think it's a B tier card, but it probably works well with a lot of different water decks that have Eevee. The new Vanillite is another one of those Sweets Relay Pokemon. I think this one is better than the Appleton line, right? Because it has more health. It has a reasonable amount of health. I think if you're going to play Sweets Relay, you might want Vanillite. But its line isn't that good. Vanillish is kind of nice that it also only needs 1 energy to attack. That's great. But 30 to 50 damage for 1 energy? It's okay. It's just not winning you any matches, but it's okay. The problem is the final evolved form, Vanillux, doesn't really benefit from Sweets Relay at all. It just does 80 damage times the number of 2 heads, which is 80 damage on average. It's not that great. It's really not that great. I think the Vanillite line is B tier overall, and you'll probably only play it, maybe even only some of it. You might not even play Vanillux, just if you're going for a Sweets Relay deck. And I think these cards are probably going to get replaced in the future. So I will say C tier, but you'll play some of them with a Sweets Relay deck. The new Alomomola has a lot of what should be good. It has very high health for basic Pokemon. It has automatic sleep, guaranteed sleep, I should say. But sleep itself is a coin flip and the retreat cost is high. This is a B tier card, but it has some utility and could potentially see some play. Realistically though, I don't think anyone's going to use it except in some very gimmicky edge cases. The new Primarina EX is kind of nifty, but I feel like that's all it is. It's nifty. For a Stage 2 EX Pokemon, being able to deal 80 damage for 2 energy is okay, but being able to deal 100 damage plus 20 heal for 3 energy is... it's just not that good. It doesn't nuke anything, it doesn't do what you want an EX Pokemon to do. I feel like it's missing out on what its role should be, and this is a D tier card. I'd rather play a different EX card than this. This card is bad, I don't know what else to say, F tier. I don't know what Pokemon Pocket has against Mindshao, but these cards are just never that strong. D tier, I guess. It's not bad, it's just not good. D tier. It doesn't really serve a purpose. Solid B tier. It's got some weaknesses. The retreat cost, definitely. It's not very reliable. But making your opponent not be able to attack, it won't work against Buzzhole. But against some other decks, yeah, that's not bad. And it's only 1 energy. Solid B tier. Why would you play this? F tier, but good art. The new Leopard in the line's not really selling it for me. D tier, kind of like, it's not bad, but why would you play it? Yeah, the new Mawile at 2 energy for a 50% chance to paralyze with only 30 damage. F tier. Sorry, it's not good. F tier. I mean, there is a supporter card for this technically, but F tier. It doesn't do much. I feel like this is worse than the one we already have. F tier, I guess. Alright, everything about the new Dragonite EX line, including the new Dratini, right, the new Dragonair, they're pretty good. They're pretty good. Dragonite EX, though, it's a little tricky, right? It's got the 2 retreat cost, which isn't great, and it is still mixed energy, right? 180 damage, but you self-disable. But we've seen with Buzzhole, there are ways around that, right? There are ways around that. You know, if you have a Pokemon with the ability to swap out, you could get rid of that and then use Giga Impact again. So I think in the future, this could be a really good card. For right now, though, well, I'm not sure what tech we could use, right? Because Celesteela doesn't work on Dragonite. I think that this is an B to A tier card, but it'll become A tier eventually, is my thinking. And it's still good right now. It's right in between B and A tier. I could see this making a good deck. The new Drampa is alright, solid B tier card. You know, it's got strengths and weaknesses. It could be really good or really bad. You're flipping coins. It's got high health for a basic. B tier. All around, decent card. The new Eevee is amazing, even though I can't rate it very highly on the tier list. I mean, it just draws a card, right? That's all it does. C tier, B tier, maybe. But I'll say B tier, because drawing a card could be really good. But it gave us a new option for Eevee, and I think this is one of the best options, especially for the Eevee deck, which now has crazy draw with Sylveon. A tier card. A tier card for Eevee decks. This is S tier just because it lets you play 2 more Eevees in your deck that you could then evolve. The card itself is awful, but because it gives you that option, it's S tier. I love the art so much, but it's an F tier card. I don't know how I would use this. I mean, you can't even play it with Barry. That's the problem. Barry doesn't work with this, because it's EX, right? So, because of that, F tier, unless Barry suddenly decides to work with Snorlax EX for some reason, but it doesn't. Double S tier. Hear me out. Hear me out. This card, once during your turn, you may put a random Poketool card from your deck into your hand. That's a free draw. This card, on your bench, gives you 1 free draw every single turn, as long as you have a Poketool left in your deck. Oh my goodness, that's OP. That's crazy. Now, it's a stage 1, so, you know, it's a little risky. Maybe I'm overreacting, maybe just A tier, but this is good if you're running a Poketool deck. This could be very, very good. B tier. Funny, good utility. Very useful, not overpowered. Definite B tier. It's an average card overall. I'd say B tier, probably, just because it does do good damage for the energy. You could run it in an emergency, it could fill in some clutch situations, but somewhere between B and C tier. I wouldn't play this card, F tier. D tier. D tier, if not F. Its costs are too high. Stage 1, 3 energy, the damage isn't so good for 3 energy, high retreat cost, yeah, no, it's D tier, D tier. This is S tier. For one reason only. It's not a supporter card. Meaning that, theoretically, it stacks. From what we've seen so far, I haven't tested it yet, but from what we've seen so far, this kind of card stacks. So you could play 2 of these plus red and have your Eevee card do plus 40 damage to a stinking EX Pokemon. Well, okay. Okay, sure. And it's an emergency potion, too? S tier. Not as good as it sounds. I mean, healing is not as good as just having more health, right? Like, I'd rather put a cape on my Pokemon, or a Leafy Cape, and get an instant 20 extra health, past my maximum health. I'd say that this is B tier until we find a really good use case for it. But right now, with where the meta is, because healing isn't that strong, healing 10 health anyway, I'd say B tier. I'd say B tier. This one isn't so good. I mean, the best card here is Decidueye EX, right? It can boost your Decidueye EX, but not if it's attacking the bench, which is the whole point of playing Decidueye EX. And then you can play Incineroar, but you're already doing tons of damage. Is an extra 30 going to hit a breakpoint? Maybe, maybe not. I feel like unless you really need this to hit a very specific meta breakpoint, this card is not good. And some of the cards it boosts either don't need it, or aren't good, or are situational. I'm going to say this is D tier just because there's not a place for it right now. Hahaha. So originally I thought this card was going to be permabanned, triple S tier, amazing, breaks the game. I've been convinced since then that it can have some bad luck. You can play a Sabrina when you don't need it. You can play a Lusamine and have it do nothing. So I will say I'm going to downgrade it to B tier. I think it could be a triple S card in the right meta when everyone's just running 2 Oaks and no other supporters. But in the current meta with like Lusamines and Silvally boosters, yeah, we'll make it a C tier. Well, we'll make it a B tier, I think, for right now. But it could be triple S. This has been the Sneaky Dragon, and this is my favorite 2-star card in this series. Hal just looks so happy. It makes me excited and wanting to play Pokemon Pocket. Let me know what you think about my tier list, if you disagree with anything, or what you think the most powerful new card is, down in the comments, and I'll catch you later.